Nova burn. Match 1 of today. It's a pretty reasonable burn hand, so we'll keep. Goblin Guide will get in for 2, then we can either follow up with double interaction here. The only downside to this hand is if we're up against a creature deck, say like Boros Energy, we don't have any of our Searing Blazes or normal bolts that can actually interact with our opponent's creatures. So we are slowly trying to work back up to full MTG production here. I will admit I took a very long break from especially modern content. I continue to do the standard the commander / brawl content. Loosen forests, so Eldrazi of some kind. So I think on that note, we're going to want to get rid of the 2 1-drops in our hand. Hopefully we don't get chaliced for 1 here. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to get rid of Bolt Wave. Okay, well that changes things a little bit, but still, I think we're going to go Swift Spear, Lava Spike. Lava Spicking. So ironically, I think my last match out was also against Eldrazi, so it's kind of funny. Get basic mountain here, Swizzle Spear, Lava Spike. So on board, not knowing what our opponent's doing, we currently have 7 damage coming up. I mean, obviously they could have Bolt or something here, which is fine. I think they'll go after Swift Spear if they have a Bolt. Opponent is no response. To the forest, so this forest is unfortunate. It means they can Sowing Myco spawn here. Yep. So I'll grab like a Eldrazi Temple or something. Maybe a Surveil Land. So just basic mountain. Huh. So this would be card number 4. This would be card number 5. I think the one thing that could destroy us here is if our opponent has Through the Breach Emrakul. See if we can go 3 for 3 on handing them lands. Another Sowing Myco spawn. Block here if they want to stay alive. Block there if they want to prevent the most damage. But going to 2. Okay, so that'll put us up to 6 cards in graveyard. We're almost to threshold. Hopefully we don't get breached here. Of course we're getting breached, and we die. Gotta love getting turn 3 through the breached. Fortunately, not a whole lot in the arsenal for Eldrazi. couple of those in because they'll have talismans, possibly chalice. They're not going to be gaining a whole lot of life. Certain Blaze has some targets. I think we'll just trade 2 for 2. But, I mean, in a nutshell, you're almost kind of seeing why Burn, struggles so much in a format. When a deck that isn't even considered really high level in Modern anymore, in Eldrazi, Ramps on turn 1, they go, basically they're untapping with 3 mana on turn 1, 4 mana on turn 2, Mega Spawn, get a land. So, yeah, hand's fine. Priority is to get as many of the 1-drops out of our hand before we get chaliced. Okay, that means the best case scenario for them just isn't good enough. Play that, hold the fetch land, Bolt Wave. To 10 on turn 2. Go and do that. We're only going to get to 9 here. Guess the best case scenario would be, I guess they're going to have a K command here to get rid of that. Question is, they make a spawn or... Okay, sure. Spend Rift Bolt. So no Mega Spawn here, which is unfortunate. Three. So I'm going to continue holding up Searing Blaze here. I don't really think Goblin Guide's going to accomplish much. Like, it is possible that they had a second K command. If we get through the Breached again... This is like, if we get breached again, I'm just going to feel bad, but we'll attack with a Goblin Guide. Again, don't really think we have any adjustments to make. Won the game on a play that we were supposed to win. I mean, basically game 1 we got turn 3'd, and game 2 we killed them on our turn 4, so... Or I guess their turn 4, I'm confused. So it is fine, keep. By fine, I mean traditionally this is one of Burn's best openings. 2-drop creatures, a bunch of burn spells. Gets blanked by a chalice. Nothing they can have. I mean, the worst they could have here would be Dismember, but Dismember would further our game plan anyway. Yeah, I don't really care about Always Dust per se. It's going to continue to fetch Mountain. Most likely card here is K Command. Let's go to combat. We can bolt. I would not be surprised if our Swift Spear gets dealt with. Potentially they could make a spawn to go to Lab. So we're getting breached if they have it regardless on turn 3 again. That'd be turn 4. K Command, shocker. $16. So you can put them to $11. Okay, so they have the breach. Bolt Wave, Lava Spike. Gonna hold off on playing anything else. Like obviously we would normally play another land, but I have a feeling we're gonna get breached here. All this dust. So it'd be 2 of their cards gone. We'd go to 4. Okay, so Chalice on 2 maybe? Nope, through the breach, okay. Ulamog the Defiler, sure. Pass. Second through the breach. Yeah, we're not beating that nonsense. Oh well. Alright, matchup 2 of the video, matchup 4 of the league. Yeah, once again, pretty good burn hand, but pretty good burn hands haven't been really all that relevant anymore, unfortunately. Okay. When you look at the the matchups overall, I think we're 1 in 8 since we've come back. Going to fetch Secret Foundry, Goblin Guide. Mishra's Bauble, so likely some type of either Prowess or Moonshadow deck. That
was a big sigh for a white guy.
Mm-hmm. It was a big door slam for the...
Yeah, I tried to catch it.
Mm. So it looks like a Death Shadow variant. Could still be Prowess. Okay, so... DRC Bobble. So we have two different lines here. We can go Goblin Guide, Swing with Spike. Just ignoring DRC for right now. Which will allow us to maximize. Okay, I'm just going to get the basic mountain here. I think I am just going to ignore DRC for a turn. Obviously, it's a scary, scary card as far as like filtration and whatnot, but Violent Urge. Okay, so we're up against one of the variants of either Death Shadow or Prowess. They're blocking. Interesting. They have a... Nope, they didn't have a... Mutagenic Growth there, like I figured they might. Okay, so it is Prowess, sure. DRC. Into... Unholy Heat killing one of our creatures, sure. So that'll be the 4th card type. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and keep them off of creatures. Into 6, and then they're dead next turn. Okay, 3rd DRC. I'm only doing this because we have a 4th land already lined up. We have the Spell Pierce. Barbarian Ring. Alright. So good old is it? I have the 2 Searing Bloods. Smashes are okay, although they're really only okay against does Nova even have a reason to exist in this matchup? Let's see about the latest versions of is it Prowess? Equals Unholy Heats. We'll side out the Novas. As much as I want to see them, just 3 mana deal 4. The only creature it can pick off is a Swift or a non-delirious DRC. This hand once again is fine. Did you skip through your turn? Takes all kinds, I guess. Basic Mountain. DRC, yep, killer thing. It's going to hold up Searing Blood here. Searing Blood isn't even particularly good in this matchup, but it is an anti-creature thing. Excuse me. Deal 3 to our opponent. Suspend Rift Bolt, cast Bolt Wave. Glory Steel. Yep, Glory Steel into make a dude. Goes to 10, makes 2 dudes. Feels like they're playing a little too defensive. Okay, land, so 4 damage to you. And pick up our first win in this league. Alright, pretty reasonable burn hand. 13 points of burn in hand. So one more land than we ideally want to draw, but it is what it is. Probably Jeskai would be my guess. Could be a slow start for energy. Nope. Back streets back. Alright. Okay, so Guerrillas possibly. Is historically a very difficult matchup because of the Solitude Ephemerate nonsense. Psychic Frog. Okay, well, I mean, we started out with a reasonable hand and then we promptly drew 2 more lands, so See if they use something like a Force of Negation here. Turn opponent to 9. The way they're tanking, they clearly have a Force of Negation. Yep. We're going to be hard pressed to do enough damage. It's a 4/6. This is an interesting one to pitch. Draw a card. Main phase both these. Once again, Force of Negation is a consideration, but don't really want to be playing around them having open mana, so. You have the Groyos too. Yep. Alright, so let's take a look at the latest Groyos lists. Vengeance, Force Psychic Frog, Falalalalala, Traxa Gristlebrand. So we were playing against a slightly different version. This looks like more like what we were up against. Consigns, Thoughts uses Wrath Disguise as the main thing. So what do we even want? Probably want the 4 skill cracks. Searing Blood just doesn't feel like it has enough reasonable targets. Get the Novas out of here. Two of these in. Well, some amount of blazes, but not all of them, so I think we just roll well like this. Okay, I guess I'd like to play first. 3 lands again, huh? Three lands, no fast start, but an okay burn hand, so we'll try it. Unlikely to anything to bolt here, but up to 3. Well, if our opponent's smart, they'll force that, but it doesn't look like they have the force, so put them to 11. There's no 1 mana. I mean, I guess no, the Groyos isn't typically running Faithless Looting, so, but there's no like instant speed discard outlet. So now we just pass, holding up Skill Crack and Searing Blaze. He did nothing, so... I feel like we're going to get Solitude, possibly Solitude Ephemeраted. Okay. To 7. Psychic Frog. Another Solitude. Sure. Alright, I'll pass. I mean, obviously there's some risk here that they go like Solitude, pitch this, do that, some other weird stuff, but we only won this game because they basically got stuck on colored mana, which they could have potentially fetched backward, or whatchamacallit. Is there anything? Nope. Nope. I mean, Vortex, I guess, is a consideration because of Solitude specifically. Maybe you have Searing Blood on the draw. But if they just have like an aggressive frog draw, then it feels really bad. I don't know. 3 lands. I mean, we'll try it. Okay, that was less than ideal. I'm gonna Surveil. See, I don't like the timing on this Surveil. Which means it's probably a land, but no, Faithful Mending, sure. Not a darn thing we can do about that. $15 Faithful Mending main phase. Okay, good. Main phase that. Opponent goes to 12. I mean, if they've got Garroyos, we're basically toast here, but... especially if they have either Traxo or Bristlebrand. Took a long time to tank on that one. Like, if they tank that long and just slam Gargoyles, it's just like, seriously? Took you that long to figure that out? Okay, it does not look like they have a Gargoyles in hand. So we know they have Force of Negation here. So... see if we can draw a Force of Negation with this. So draw the Force if they have it. Well, I should say, we know they have the Force. Do they have the blue card to go with it? So we could have taken two different lines there. And yeah. Force of Negation, Exile and Force of Negation? Yeah. So the two different lines I could have taken there was to lead on the Inspiring Vortex, or the Roiling Vortex, and... Seriously? Okay, yeah, that's... I'm surprised they didn't just main phase the Atraxa, but it's kind of a slow rolling of the thing. But I guess they wanted to keep the Atraxa around, so. The two lines we could have taken, and the reason why I was trying to play the way I was playing is I was trying to draw out the Force of Negation under the assumption that they didn't play the Gargoyles main phase to just get the life buffer. My thought process was you can either play the Inspiring Vortex, hope to slam it, them not gain life with the 1 mana up, and then regardless of the 7 life they gave or the Solitude or whatever, then you have a chance the following turn to untap, cast the Exquisite Firecraft and win. I was trying to draw out the Force of Negation that we knew they had because of the Goblin Guide trigger, with Lava Spike trying to bait that, and then they just counter the Roiling Vortex and kind of go on their merry way. So wrapping up with Nova Burn, so Nova didn't show up in this set of videos. It did show up a couple times in the first thing, and 4 mana or 3 mana deal 4, potentially knock out, you know, a non-Delirious DRC, knocking out a Ocelot Pride. I mean, there's a couple of things 1 damage can ping and be okay against. I obviously don't think this is a burn staple by any means. I just wanted to try something a little bit different. The rest of the deck is fairly stock. Obviously, I shifted some stuff in the sideboard. But I think this league really kind of highlighted, you know, Eldrazi has gotten a lot faster ever since MH3 with Ugin's Lab. Gargoyles has been a problematic matchup. The Murktide decks, when they were a part of the format, were problematic. And a lot of the mid-range decks of the format play Flage. So obviously you can max out on your ways to attack Flage. I really think probably the best way to approach Burn is the life total control, the joke, I shouldn't say joke variant, but the version that Aspiring Spike played that was a while back that was like Slickshot Show Off, Mishra's Bauble, 18 lands, and play more like a prowess / combo deck where you have this like, you can obviously go fast with, you know, your 1-drops, Goblin Guide, Monster, Swift Spear, and you can kind of pseudo combo with like Slick Shot, cast a spell, Boros Charm, Double Strike, hit them for 10. I don't think you're going to win a grinding game. I don't think, I mean, you saw, yes, there were a couple games we flooded out here, but we opened a lot of games, you know, against Eldrazi, even with arguably what used to be historically Burns' best start. And that was, the 1-drop creature and a 1-drop creature plus burn spell. And, turn 3 through the breach and we're dead. Or, we did okay against Prowess. I felt like we had a little bit of a chance there against Garroyos until they just cast the Garroyos and we're dead. But I think Burn more has to go in that like faster aggressive category because I don't think any lengthy game really supports what Burn's trying to do. So it's kind of where I'm leaning with working on the next couple weeks with Burn, probably into a Slick Shot build. I don't know that I'll have the current capital to get the Mishra's Baubles, as I know I don't think Slick Shot's all that expensive, but it's like $10 for a playset, whereas Mishra's Bauble is somewhere in the $40 playset range on Magic Online. So Burn has some wiggle room, but I don't think, even from 8 months ago, that when I was playing it more regularly, I don't think it's well positioned at all. But we'll continue to work with what we got. But as always, if you do like Burn or red based content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you for next week's video. See ya.